Well, I think we are live, Jimbojo.
Are we indeed?
I think so. I heard the music. I can see the screen. It seems to be good. I think.
Oh, that's good news.
Until someone pops into the chat, it's hard to know.
Sure. I had dead silence my end, so.
There we go. My stream has just popped up. I've heard the audio coming through, so that's all good. I've posted some links. Now we just got to wait for people to turn up. Yay!
Hooray!
So let's see who turns up. I posted in where the sidewalk ends. Hopefully Turquoise Laura will see it, because she's so good at getting everyone in. Fair play to the girl.
Oh, no, she's a bit of a master of it all, isn't she?
She is. So, but anyway, for anyone who rewatches this, we better actually talk as if people are going to watch us. I am the Sarcastic Barman. Welcome to my stream. This is my 200 subscriber special. Thank you to everyone who's helped me get to this point. I'm quite surprised there's actually 241 people, I believe now, who are interested enough to watch my stream. You crazy, crazy people. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is Jimbojo, and hopefully he'll say hello.
Hello there, how are you doing, everybody?
Is that it, Jim? You could have said more than that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you wanted a quick hello for the minute. Hi, I'm Jimbojo. I do interviews and things about the flat Earth, but I've come here to celebrate today with the Sarcastic Barman because you've hit 200 subs, or as you say, in fact, 240 plus. I mean, it's amazing how quick you grew, because from the time you planned the 200 to now, you've gained another 40 subscribers. That's like, what, 20% or something? That's very impressive.
Well, I have to do a shout out in that regard to Casual Spaceman, who very kindly mirrored one of my videos. I believe Planner Walk gave me a mention because I had some subs come over for his that's mentioned they come from there. And Radical gave us obviously a shout out with the whole Orphan Red to Crazy Lady thing.
Yeah, I do remember that was an exciting little event. I think that's pretty much how we all got together in the first place, isn't it? The Orphan Redgate saga.
I think it is, yeah. Her crapping on everyone's videos going, no, I want to make videos and I don't want anyone spoiling my echo chamber. So, yeah. Oh, wait, I have to put the laughing as well.
Oh, don't, please. I had to go through that video so many times. It's still like fingernails on a chalkboard to me.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But
so we're getting That's true. We're getting a nice little crowd beginning to roll into the side chat that we say hello to now.
We are getting a few there. I can see Forrest Fiffer, obviously the Shills is in there, Turquoise Laura, Stringer News is here. There's not many as yet, but they'll slowly start coming in, hopefully. It's always so slow. There's big YouTubers streaming when I want to stream, but the joy of YouTube, this can always be watched afterwards. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
Much. But
nice to do it live.
It is nice to do it live. I've done a couple of live streams, but this is quite a nice special one for us. And we're going to test your debunking skills tonight, Jimbojo, because we're going to look at Barnabas fucking Nagy, because my fourth week, I am a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, you want to be careful with that. You know, I'm worried about serious, long-lasting brain damage, frankly.
Oh, I'll still be better than a flurfer, let's be fair.
Well, that's true. You'd have to have some serious head trauma before you got that bad, I think.
Oh, well, the anti-vaxxer video today really didn't help. I almost fell off at one point.
Yeah, it does make the blood pressure rise somewhat, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It does. But, yeah, I think we should have a look at this video then. So, Mr. Producer, would you mind starting us off with a bit of Barnabas Nagy video, please? Maybe?
Have you noticed lately that time is going quicker than usual? It's like we just start Monday and it's already Friday. And it seems like we struggle to complete all the things we need to do in a day. Well, something is going on. So let's investigate.
Sorry, can we stop there for a moment? Yeah, no, something is going on. What's happening is you're getting old, mate. I'm really sorry to have to break it to you like this. But, you know, time moves on. Life's busy and hard. Being a grown-up's sort of difficult, really, isn't it?
Well, I don't think he feels like he is a grown-up, and I'm so glad you paused it then, because then hopefully the producer can skip 20-odd seconds and skip that fucking theme music. Because,
oh,
God, that is terrible. That is terrible. Ah!
You did there it is. You did. You're fired. That's not good.
You don't pay him anyway.
Oh, that's true. Thank you. Sorry, I take it back.
Time is the movement from past to present to future. It's a very ambiguous expression. Time is backwards, emit. Now, what is emitting here?
No,
time is emitting.
Already. Sorry, stop. Before we go on to the game of anagrams, time is sort of well defined. if you examine physics, we do have an idea about how space and time essentially are interactions of the same thing, if you like. Space-time is one thing. Why is it that it's so difficult to understand that we do have a basic principled understanding of science? If you look, even a cursory glance on Google will show you several good explanations of how we establish and measure time, and how we know it can be affected by things like speed and the energy involved in it. It's just the worst kind of lazy thinking to just assume that no one knows anything about it because you don't. I'm sorry. I'm already getting irritated by him. It's terrible.
Oh, he's very irritating, to be fair, but we'll let you off with that, Jim, because he annoys me. And being in the UK, do you know any Welsh words?
Well, I know Boroda and Nostar. I think I could say Llanfair, Pwllgwyngyll, Gogeri, Cwndro, West Frontisilio, Gogogoch, I think.
Fair play, I live near there.
Oh, very nice.
Do you know what park is in Welsh?
Park? No, not offhand.
Park. So it's nice and easy, but it's spelt with a C rather than a K. And what's that backwards?
Crap. Illuminati confirmed.
The lines that they draw between what words are backwards and forwards, I'm sure later on he says God is dog. For fuck's sake.
He spends the next couple of minutes basically making this bizarre... Well, let's watch the video and then I can shout at him.
Cool.
Is it perhaps about us emitting the energies that these parasites are using? And it is obviously...
Stop. We're already, right. Parasites emitting. How do you emit time? It's not body odor. I don't really understand what he means. Like, time's something we experience, sure, and you could argue it's a property of the universe, but there's no way it's something you absorb and emit. Like, I don't know. I can't think of any other example.
It's an odd one that we absorb time and they're going to take it from us because when we admit it when we're working, it's like, what? I think he just makes words up and puts them together to try and sound clever.
Was it we emit time, whatever that means, and the parasites are taking it from us? It means nothing. So let's carry on because there's more madness to follow, but it all links together in a big steaming pile of misery.
Throughout the time, the more we live in this asylum, the more energy we emit. And it's obviously time. We go to work, we pay our checks, and we emit our time. We have to pay with our time one way or another. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out here is time is...
Did you ever see the film In Time?
I haven't seen that one, no.
Good film. They get rid of all money. Everyone can live forever, and you work and you get paid in time. So everyone starts off with 1 year on their... It's all printed on their wrist sort of thing, and digitally counts down. But like a cup of coffee costs a day. This costs that. So, of course, the rich people can basically live forever. Your body stops aging at 21 or something like that. And I think he's obviously watched that film and thought it's a fucking documentary because...
It seems like it. I don't know what he thinks happened. I think he might think that time exists because we're working. And, like, the harder we work, the more time there is. Or maybe the harder we work, the more we use. But then we convert it into energy that it's always them, they are somehow collecting. I can't see any logical path through this nonsense. It's just a big heap of tasty word salad at the moment.
Well, it's what are they doing with our time? The time that we've used to make shit. So
I know.
Use the time goes past whether we fucking use it or not. That's not how time works.
It seems like he's confusing figures of speech with reality. When people say a watch pot never boils or time flies when you're having fun, it's like it's gone in and it's gone, my God, time changes when you're having fun. It's a conspiracy.
We better not show him stopwatches because that just confused the shit out of him.
You can stop time as well? Right, let's play the video.
Also multiplication, right? So for instance, when you say you want to multiply 3 by 3, then you say 3 times 3. Why do we say that? I think there must be some sort of correlation between time, emit, and using this multiplication. Is time multiplying the energy that they can harvest from?
Hold on. So when we say 3 times 3, there are synonyms in our language which do the same job. You could say 3 instances of 3 or 3 occurrence of 3, and it only really works in English. Okay, in most of the other European languages and a bunch of others, they use a word that is similar to multiply. They don't have this word times. So he's taken this one instance from one language where we happen to use one word in a variety of different ways for different meanings, and has tried to infer this broad spectrum meaning across the whole thing to paint his mad little narrative.
See, these are the instances where I wonder why you don't do debunks, because you're just nailing every single bit of that. Fair play to you.
I don't like stupid very much.
Well, I've talked you into being here with me, so
Yeah, no, well, thank you very much. I'm glad you did invite me along. This is quite entertaining, actually. I didn't think it would be, but yeah, trying to debunk someone is a bit of a first for me.
oh, it's good. I've just got to say hello to Harry Warp, and yes, this is the Mud Flood guy.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barnabas Nagy.
Let's have some more video, please, Mr. Producer.
From us, the energy that we emit. Now let's go to good old Wikipedia and read what they say about time. Time is the indefinite continued progress of existence and events that occur in apparently irreversible succession from the past. That is interesting already, because they say apparently irreversible succession from the past. So are they trying to tell us that it can be reversed? Why are they putting this word here?
Stop, no. That's the opposite of what they're saying, right? That is literally the opposite of what they're saying. What they're saying is it apparently can't be reversed, but being good scientists, they know that they can't be absolutely certain, so they're giving the highest degree of certainty that they can, right? Like, there are certain different derivations of field theory and relativity and what have you, which argue that it is just about possible to have time travel in certain circumstances. Maybe time could flow backwards under high gravity or energy situations.
Well, I was going to say, we know that time is dependent on the speed that you are moving and how you experience time. They did that experiment with atomic clocks on a plane and atomic clocks on the ground, and found that even though they were in sync on the ground when they started, flying them around the world one way, then round the world the other way, they come back, they're not in sync because of the travel, the speed. It alters our perception of time, well, not our perception of time, the movement of time relative to yourself. Sort of
Absolutely. There's actually another experiment. I've been working on maybe trying to do this one myself. You can buy an atomic clock these days. You can get on the internet, and for as little as a couple of $100, you can buy a genuine atomic clock. Now, there are different versions. There's sort of hydrogen-derived ones, and there's rubidium-derived one. The point is, the cheap ones have less accuracy, but we're still talking about such tiny fractions of a second as to not really matter at this stage. Buy 2. Take one to the top of a mountain, leave one at the bottom, leave them for a year, and then meet them up again the following Christmas, right? And you will find that the one at the top of the mountain has experienced a different amount of time because it experienced a very slightly different amount of gravity going on underneath it. Now, I want to try that because I think that'd be a good little experiment.
That does sound quite a funky one, actually. We'll have to get something together and sort that out.
Yeah.
Just anyway, I don't live near Snowdon anymore.
Oh, yeah, it is a bit.
Right, let's keep going, please.
Apparently irreversible, like it wasn't sure that it is irreversible what happened in the past, right? That's what they are saying. All right. Well, I'm not sure about your perception.
Sorry, just very quickly. I think he changed his mind there all of a sudden. Like, yeah, what they're saying is time seems to go in one direction, apparently. There may be something we don't know about where it can go the other way, but as far as we know, that's what they're saying, as far as we know. They're doing due diligence with the facts and not asserting knowledge where there is none, right? That's all it is.
Well, the basic science that nothing is 100% fact.
Absolutely.
It's a theory. And oh my God, if I ever hear a flurfer say, it's not, it's only this, it's only a theory. Yeah, calling something a scientific theory is fucking well done to them. But,
yeah. Fear, not understanding theory is my favourite pet hate, because clearly they say, oh, it's only a theory, as if it weren't a fact, but failing to understand that a theory is made of facts. You take the facts, you build them into the model, that becomes the theory if it's the reliable one that can't be disproven, right? And science is like deductive. You can only disprove, so what's left is the true stuff.
That's the one. Right, some more video, please.
Yeah.
But my perception about the time is this: it runs out quicker. And I don't know when this change happened, but I see it at other people as well. My wife tells me, some people who I talk to, my best friend tells me, it's all the same. We feel that time is running
right. So that was a fantastic sample survey there. So control groups and everything. So he asked some mates and his wife. You know?
I don't think he has mates.
Well, quite.
I think they just turn up at his house to see his wife, because I bet she's relatively normal. And then when he goes, oh, you have time to come and watch my video. And he goes, oh, I have no time. Time's run out. Time's going so much quicker. I have to leave now.
That's it. The warden has stolen the time. I'm sorry. You've been emitting too much. Yeah. Oh, my God. Also, did he not say at the beginning? I wrote this down earlier on. He goes, it's not just me saying this, as if that was any kind of argument, okay? I know full well, Barnabas Nagy, that you and a whole bunch of crazy people are saying ridiculous things. That doesn't lend you any authority at all, I'm sorry. And then reading out all of your fans' comments and your wife and your best friend doesn't make it look like you're being unbiased. Just a little hint for the future. Anyway, should we...
Yeah, let's keep going. Just playing with
quicker than before. Like someone just pushed a button to make everything quicker for us, and so that we wouldn't have enough time to finish our tasks. Well, I don't know about you, but I have a guess who does this. It could be only the warden, right? The god dog. Right. The one up there in the moon, like in the Truman Show. He's controlling everything.
There we go. Who the fuck is the warden? Why does he live in the moon? Why does he think the Truman Show is a real program? And why the fuck would he speed up time so he can't get as much done, so he can't contribute as much to their fucking program of world domination or whatever? It always leaves more questions than fucking answers. And if you're organised, there's always enough time to do everything. You've just got to be fucking organised and stop going on YouTube and looking for fucking windows.
Yes, quite. Spending a little bit too much time watching the entertaining videos and not the actual learning videos.
Entertaining videos are funny though. But
I mean, you've seen the Truman Show, I assume. Everyone's seen the Truman Show at this point, right? So we all know who Christoph is. The chap who lives in the moon. Now, isn't this something that Mark Sargent brings up as well? He's always citing films. He's obsessed with them. Mark Sargent particularly, he literally brings the Truman Show up every time. I have this concern that people like this have just watched too many films and believed it. They just have a really active imagination and haven't quite let go of the fun stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just the mixture of drugs, alcohol, not actually growing up mentally and thinking the things on TV are real. So, I mean, my niece does that, but she's 7, so she can get away with it. And the other one, she's 2? Yeah, thereabouts. She's
okay right now.
Shop and sees like an Iggle Piggle doll, they're fucking real. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah, give it time. Seems like Barnabas Nagy hasn't got beyond about age 10 so far, though.
No. I think he's mentally 11 and still believes in Superman, the Tooth Fairy, and Batman.
Well, I think you're right. Right, let's have some more madness then. Let's get the brain pain on.
He does. Why wouldn't he control the time? He certainly cued the sun for Truman, but it's not just my experience, as I said. There are other people saying this. Here are a couple of them. This week went by faster than I can live. It's not missing time, it was speeded up. 40 min hours. Parasites have sped up time. Can you feel it? The warden has been shortening the second too. This has the effect of making us work faster while the years fly by. Most of us sense this. If you have an old phone that has been kept charged but not connected to the net, then you can observe the time difference. So what the fuck is going on? Now the other thing I wanted to mention here is the...
Mr. Producer, there we go. Yeah, so he's going to talk about old phones. Why does it have to be a phone? Has he never heard of a mechanical fucking clock? These things that you physically have to wind up or put fucking batteries in that then are going to keep proper time. I mean, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I did a whole load of research on the phone things, and I tried to work out exactly why old phones might lose time. And the only thing I could find was that apparently old mobile phones will sometimes jump back because as they change zones, when they reset in some way, they automatically update to a previous time zone. It's the only thing I could find. Like, demonstration, please, citation needed, is all I could think of for that one.
I think if you said citation to Barnabas Nagy, he'd go, what? What
Yeah,
citation?
You think you were talking about a speeding ticket, wouldn't you?
I don't even think he'd go that far with the language.
Maybe not.
So
you did notice,
too
by
many
the way.
syllables.
Yeah, quite. You did notice, by the way, that he preempted that with some quotes from his comment section.
Oh yes, because that's the echo chamberness, isn't it?
Yeah, so evidence, really hard evidence then, with numbers and data and everything you want.
And 40-minute hours? I think
It is.
the only people who'd appreciate 40-minute hours would be someone like Hollywood. They'd have to spend less on movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Or like a psychiatrist who charges by the hour.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe the warden's a psychiatrist.
That's it. You've got it. It does seem like he's got this whole asylum warden being trapped sort of thing going out. Maybe he's just having an episode.
He could be, yeah. Linda's just made a great comment in the chat. The 40 minutes an hour sounds like a US TV show if you watch it without the commercials. Most 1 hour shows are 40 minutes. Yeah, obviously our lives are now 40 minutes, but we don't get to see the adverts.
That's what it is.
Once I start hearing background round of applauses, I'll be fucking worried.
That's amazing. That's really funny. Quality. Right, should we have some more madness?
I think we should have some more madness.
The introduction of the Gregorian calendar, because that is relating to the time changes. The Gregorian calendar is the calendar used in most of the world. It is named after Pope Gregory VIII, who introduced in October 1582. When the new calendar was put in use, the error accumulated in the 13th centuries since the Council of Nicaea was corrected by a deletion of 10 days. The Julian calendar day Thursday 4 October 1582 was followed by the first day of the Gregorian calendar Friday 15 October 1582. The cycle of the weekdays was not affected. Well, yeah, it wasn't affected, but you just added 10 fucking days, asshole.
No, you didn't.
Here's another interesting one from Chris.
Stop. He corrected 10 days. They corrected 10 days, right? And also, over 1,300 years, I mean, I don't think you were missing many paychecks. Do you know what I mean?
No, and to be fair, most of them didn't get paid then either.
Well, not quite. That's true. He seems really offended about the idea that this time was stolen from people. I mean, he's talking about 40-minute hours 1 minute, which is a third of all time. But now suddenly he's complaining because they caught up 10 days over the course of 13 centuries or whatever it was. Or yeah, I mean, it's
the more
ludicrous.
amusing thing when he comes to the days is me and you've watched further, and he just gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah, it's very worrying. So we'll continue to the month section because that's just fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, right.
I was wondering if you ever looked into why the months of the year aren't right, because September in Latin is 7, as October is 8, November is 9, December is 10. I also did the math and found that we could have an extra month if there were 28 days in each month, so they fucked us out of an extra fucked up holiday. So naturally I wanted to find out what's going on here, and indeed I found that September is really the 7th month because the base of the word the sept means 7, and then the next one, the October, the base of the word oct, you know, octopus and things like that, is 8. And November is the 9th month. December, like decimus, decima and things like that, is the 10th. We have 7th, the 8th, the 9th and the 10th month. Where is the 11th and the 12th month? What is this fuckery? And I went back to the previous
I know you want
month.
to do this bit.
Hold on. Sorry, yeah, do stop. The thing is, I was waiting for him to get to the end so I could just nail that whole lot in.
All right, we'll skip forward a little bit more and we'll get to the end of that section.
And all of these months are basically names of gods. So Janus month of February was again a god. March is Mars month, Aphrodite's month, and Mai's month, and Juno's month. And there's two months that have the name of the Caesars. July is Julius Caesar's month, and August is Augustus Caesar's month.
Stop there. That will do. He's given you enough information for me to work with. Okay, so point 1. The 2 months that they added were not July and August. It was January and February. July and August were actually renamed after the Caesars from Quintilius and Sextilius, which were the 5th and 6th months, which obviously fit with the whole way they name it. So what happened was, They had this calendar. It had 10 months. Each month had about 30 days. And they were finding that pretty quickly they were miles out. You know, they were losing a couple of months every year. So the seasons were all out of whack. It was a bloody nightmare. Now, they added a couple of months to it. Ianuarius and Februarius, or whatever it is, what became January and February, again with 30 days. And in the end, they ended up being like 5 days out a year or 6 on a leap year. So it took a bit longer before they sort of realized it was a bit okay. And so finally, Julius Caesar comes along and has this big thing where he actually sorts it out. 365 days a year. We get the 12 months we recognize. We get the number of days pretty much in the month that we recognize. It's sort of, it's still not perfect because it doesn't account for the quarter and things, but it is the closest that they get for a long time. And consequently, because he declares himself emperor, he decides that it's okay to name a month after himself, and Augustus later on decides to do the same thing. But by the time that the Caesars did that, they'd already established 12 months with about 30 days in each. So even if they were off by a couple of days, it was sorted, and because they needed it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, see, even then, the Romans understood how the fucking sun and the moon went round each other, however they wanted to think of one way or the other, but they understood that it took certain time for it to come back round, and understood enough that they fucked up. Yeah. I mean, what have the Romans ever done for us, eh?
Yeah, quite.
But right, no, crack on. Yeah, I suppose we've got to, because this is going to be the mind-numbingly stupid bit, and I will have to say there's a facepalm warning coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
Go. We have the same thing in Wikipedia. They say November from Latin novem, 9, or mensis November, was originally the 9th of the 10th month of the Roman calendar, following October, Octo 8, and preceding December, Decem 10. So what is going on here? And here's the other thing. If we divide 364 days by 28, then we got 13. So if all the months were 28 days, then we would really have 13 months in the year. And that is a whole number. But if we divide 364 by 12, then we get this weird number, 30.
Hold on. Stop. So firstly, that's 30 and a third. I'm sorry if all the three scare you, but 30 and a third, right? That's not actually that bad. That means every 3 months you'd have a fourth month for 31 days. You could actually do that. That's not a particularly challenging thing. Also, Barman, I think you probably noticed this.
Oh, I'm so
How many days did he say were in a year? How many days?
He's slightly off by an entire 24 hours for a standard year. So,
right? He said 364 days in a year.
He did,
Nothing works under his cockamamie system.
No,
of course you get 13 months of 28 days, but you still have to get this one extra day that you have to shoehorn somewhere. What's that?
300. What was it? I'm sure I did. I could have cocked up. I'm sure I have this memory in my head of doing the maths earlier today. Oh, no, I was right. Yeah, it's... Ignore me. I had this feeling I'd done it the wrong way around in my head when I did his maths, and I was like, I'm sure that's wrong. And I cocked up on the maths myself. This is what you get for drinking and trying to do work.
I don't suppose you've ever seen a programme with Dave Gorman in, have you, by any chance?
Dave Gorman? Which one?
Yeah, Dave Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish.
No, I think the only Dave Gorman thing I've seen is his Google Whack adventure, which is fucking hilarious.
He actually covers this entire subject where he basically came up with this miles in advance of Nagy. He works out that you can have 13 months of 28 days in a year, which means you get 13 paychecks, at the end of which there's 1 day over, which he called intermission, right? Which is a nice idea. And then every leap year, that intermission is 2 days off, so it's even better, right? That means you get these even months, but 1 extra month, which he called Gormanuary, which I think is quite good. All right, anyway, sorry. I'm diverting.
No, that's fine. You see, that would be quite cool. 28 days in a month. Nice, happy, and then have that one leftover day as New Year's Day, which doesn't count for fucking anything, because nothing happens New Year's Day anyway. Everyone's hungover.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, or make it Christmas Day. Make Christmas and New Year's the same day. Because I hate that week apart. It's just you get nothing done in between. Oh, it's gone quiet. But let's have some more video.
The 33-degree Freemasonry. Once again, they are fucking with the time. Not only how we experience it, but also about the months. and the year. So we have this nonsense 333, yet if it was divided by 13, then we got 28. So if each month was 28, which would make more sense, the cycle of the moon would be closer to that rather than to 30, then, you know...
Stop. This is an important point. It would be closer, but within a few years it would be out of whack and the whole thing would be meaningless. The fact that you found something that's quite close to a lunar calendar is not the same as having an actual lunar calendar. And by the way, the lunar calendar doesn't match up with the seasons. That's the whole reason we stopped using it, is because when winter kept getting later and later and later, it was a bit awkward. Anyway, sorry.
No,
Let's carry on.
Cliff Burnham's just pointed out what he's got wrong with his years. He's missing date is April the 1st because his whole thing is a joke.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I have to do a little shout out for myself. I've just passed 250 subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wow! So it's your 250 sub special. Brilliant.
It is, yeah.
You have to change the title.
This is good.
That's really good. Well done. Fantastic, man.
But let's.
I mean, I watched you go from about 60 subscribers, I think, up to 250.
It shot up. It took ages to go over that little 100 mark. Thank God for the crazy lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was quite chuffed at that.
Yeah,
Right, let's keep going.
On with the show.
Got 13 months. But no, we have to have this fuckery. Every 4 years, we have an extra day. And we have different amounts of days in each month. Who made this stuff up? I definitely didn't sign up for this shit. And by the way, who's telling us that the year is 364 days? Well, the
Nobody.
assholes. The NASCARs.
Nobody.
The government holes. And all the rest. All those parasites that we don't trust.
Hold on.
So why do we trust them with this?
Super quick. NASA tells us how many days are in a year. What?
Well,
NASA have been around for 70 years. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to blow my mic out. I'm so angry.
Right.
Let's just carry on with the madness.
NASA's been about since, I think, 300 BC or something like that, because obviously they've been...
Well, I suppose.
NASA became the Knights Templar, and then they've hidden the Holy Grail from all the Gotti people, and then they became NASA.
I'd forgotten all my history of NASA, see?
I know.
That's what it is. I'm confused.
There is a theory that fucked up somewhere in the world.
Well, we've already got mud flood. It's a good start.
Oh, God. I had enough of that last week. Right, let's keep going.
I definitely feel that it is sometimes very off. Because according to the month it is spring, but it's already looking like summer. And all the equinoxes, you know, all of that is said by the assholes again. You know, none of that is true.
No,
I think we should be careful what we feel.
It's observed. Look, we observe the seasons. We observe the equinoxes. Nobody decided on them. We just noticed them and measured them. I'm sorry, that's all there is to it, okay? Right, sorry, I'm done. It's just so angering, you know? I'm full of rage.
Right, what, a minute and a half left or something of this complete and utter fuck-uppery.
Let's power through it.
Go for it, Casual Space.
Rather than listening to people what they tell us. And what I definitely feel for certain is that time is quicker than before, the seasons are upside down, and the warden just introduced monsoon season here in Hungary, for instance. There's almost no day without rain. Other regions like in Australia, I was told it's so dry they can't grow crops.
A moment of your time, please. Speaking as a man from the United Kingdom, or should I say the great kingdom of damp Britain, I know exactly what it's like to live in a very rainy place. Stop bitching about it and get on with your life. It's been the wet season in this country since about the 12th century, and it's due to finish sometime after Hades freezes over. So you're complaining about the rain doesn't impress me very much, I'm afraid.
No, but he probably doesn't believe in global warming either, so...
Well, that's true. Is he a dome proponent? I don't know.
He's a dome inside domes proponent.
Oh, personal domes. Great. I remember
yeah,
now. I remember
domes
your video.
Pounds. It's like, oh,
yeah.
God. But they're electromagnetic. That's why you can see the sun. It's fucked up, mate. It's fucked up.
I'd love to see his maths for that.
I don't think
Anyway,
you know what that is.
Yeah, quite.
How many days are in a year? Come on.
Absolutely. He found 3 times 3 to be a mystical statement. Right, should we carry on? Let's finish. We're nearly there.
I have the same problem, but because of too much rain. So you see, they are making it really difficult for us. Now there's a really cool free shipping discount coming up on my merch store from the 1st of June until the 4th of June. Be sure to mark it in your...
We are done now. He's just going to do some more merchandising, right? The end of this is merchandising. So the very last thing that he was saying before he sort of started selling about T-shirts was basically, life is quite hard, the weather's quite bad, time seems to get shorter and shorter. I mean, the guy's getting old. Someone just needs to sit him down, give him a drink, and just quietly tell him about how, you know, sometimes you'll have days like this, mate, I'm really sorry, rather than blaming NASA.
Well, I think everyone, as you get older, time always seems to move faster. But for kids, there's all the time in the fucking world. This is why I always wonder, when you get really old, why do old people drive really slowly? Because let's be fair, they've got the two things of time must be moving really quickly for them, and they must know they've not got much time left. Not to be rude, I'd be fucking speeding everywhere.
Yeah, but if time's moving at a different pace for them, maybe from their perspective, they are. You know, maybe they think they're herring about at great speed, and we're all just like, "Oh, come on, Grandad."
But then that still doesn't explain speedos.
Yeah, very nice. Right, should we let him finish his advert then?
Oh, do we really have to listen to him talk about fucking t-shirts and hoodies? Even
no,
though
not at all.
My link, but yeah, he has nothing else to say. Let's be fair.
He's done. He's going to sell you a hat.
Absolutely ridiculous. See, I'll sell a hat one day, but for now, I'm sticking with my hoodies. Sorry, self-promotion.
Yeah, but the content comes first, right?
Oh, hell
yeah. The shirt's an accessory to the content. For him, all his content is just a way to promote the Patreon.
Well, yeah, let's be fair. What does he start with? He starts with, here's my little intro. Then I'm going to put on my own branded hat. Then I'm going to show you a commercial for my T-shirts. Then I'm going to show you a commercial for my old maps. And then I'm going to put a subscribe button in the middle of my video where it's really annoying. And then at the end of it, I'm going to talk about more stuff. But, okay then. So you're not after the money, are you?
No. And you've heard his little comments where he reads out the little testimonials that people have left, where they all say, "Oh yes, he does an excellent job, and you should probably donate money." And they all seem to have that weird stilted version of Hungarian English that he has. It's bizarre, isn't it?
No. Weird. That's the worst Hungarian English. I've got to laugh at Casual Spaceman and say something. No, even if you don't buy my merch, I will not put a mankini on. Don't worry. Buy my merch, stop me wearing a mankini.
Oh dear.
That would be horrendously scary.
Absolutely. No offense, old chap, but it's not something I need to think about.
Yes, no Barman thongs. Buy his merch. Oh, thanks, CT. Oh dear me, that was
very painful.
2 videos in a day is far too many to do.
Absolutely. Oh, Barnabas Nagy, what is wrong? Then the man's got 25,000 subscribers. That's what completely blows my mind. But there's that.
I never looked how many he had. So he's got 100 times the subscribers as me.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Maybe all that merchandising is doing him some favours. I don't know.
Well, that just means there's 25,000 people who are as fucking crazy as he is.
It makes me feel very sad knowing that there are that many people out there who watch his videos. The only thing I can sort of hope is that a lot of them are people like us who watch him for the comedy value, and that they're not all just fruitcakes.
Yes, I'm still not subscribed to him. I watch his videos on occasion. I'm not subscribed to him.
No, I would sort of make a rule about that. I'll watch the videos without subscribing to people who I think are doing hideous damage to knowledge and intellect.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to a few crazy people, but he's definitely not one of them. So I don't find his level of crazy worthy of a subscription just because it is... Well, I'll be fair, this whole video, the whole past 3 videos, including this one, are low-hanging fruit because they're so easy and stupid to look at.
Yeah.
They make people laugh. And that's the whole point of this. I want people to enjoy watching my videos, and I can get to take the piss a little bit and throw in a bit of, you do understand what a basement is. You do understand that rainbows aren't portable. You do understand that time doesn't move faster. You're just getting fucking old, and you're getting up late, and you're being fucking slow.
Yeah, unless his car can drive at 2/3 of the speed of light, there's no way time is changing significantly for him. I'm sorry. And we have checked. Time isn't slowing down. We need it to remain at the same rate for all those experiments at like CERN and the LIGO detectors and everything to actually work. Your GPS relies on it.
It does. Time is such an important factor that it can't just speed up. Oh, excuse me. It can't speed up and slow down at some guy who lives in the moon's whim. And to be fair, it doesn't speed up and slow down for everyone. So do we have different... Are time zones actually where time moves faster?
Do you think that's what it is?
Fall down the fucking rabbit hole at this rate, aren't we? Jesus Christ.
Maybe we have personal time domes, and that's what it is.
Oh, that's an even more worrying fact.
Yeah, it's like the sky. They're somehow electromagnetic, powered by the energy we emit, which is time backwards. Or oh god.
Be careful, you're gonna like have a stroke. If you start tasting copper, let us know.
Yeah, if you don't see me turn up on Discord tomorrow, send a rescue party because I'm lying on the floor twitching.
What we got in the chat at the moment, let's have a look. Ashall, rainbows prove the earth is flat. No, rainbows prove that you're a moron if you think the earth is flat because of rainbows. Oh.
Ever seen a rainbow from the air? They're circular.
That's true. Jupmonk, do a backflip for us. Yeah, okay, 1 sec. Woo! There you go, I did a backflip.
Wow. You're athletic, man. I didn't realise.
And then Graham Taylor found your channel through Planwalk. Thank you very much. Yeah, but no, today's a bit of a laugh. I'm just scanning through chat looking for any bits that are quite cool. Holographic time. What the hell, Irish Stew? What is holographic time? That needs more explanation.
Yeah, I think so.
But while I've got Jimbojo here and these haven't got in chat. Wow, we've got 36 watching. For anyone who doesn't subscribe to Jimbojo's awesome. He does interviews with people, looks at stuff rather than debunking. He's well worth looking at. I've got an awesome video on there with him, so you've got to go over there anyway. But no, he is, as you've just seen from this video, he's more clever than he gives himself credit for, let's be fair.
Well, you're being very, very kind, and obviously I'm suitably flattered and embarrassed, but I should probably do the same to you in return, because this is your celebration show, because you've got 250 subs. People watching, if you're not actually subscribed to him, you're mad. You need to get in and look at the stuff that he's doing. He does these fantastic, laconic, wry takedowns of everyone in the idiot community. He just finds a good video with some fool spouting nonsense and slowly picks him apart and just shakes his head in sheer exhaustion at the madness. You've got to click the button. It's brilliant stuff. I love Sarcastic Barman. He was my third interviewee.
I sit in front of the camera and get drunk calling people an idiot, but telling them as well why they're an idiot usually.
Absolutely. Well, it seems to work for you.
Jupmonk. Well, Jupmonk, plug yourself in the chat, put a link there. Jupmonk wouldn't mind the odd sub, though I've only just passed Jupmonk, so and Demonic Davros. Basically, I'll give this a whole 3 minutes. For any of the mods out there, if anyone posts a link to their YouTube channel, not to a direct video, they can have that for the next 3 minutes. I know I'm opening myself up to a load of crap here, but still, I'm feeling very
magnanimous,
very chuffed that I've got over the thing. So, and of course, for anyone watching back, you can see this on chat and you go, "Oh, look, there's a channel. There's a channel." There's so many good guys in that chat. It's well worth going. And if you haven't, subscribe to the shills. They're really good. There's a couple of really good people on there.
I agree completely. Yeah. Have we mentioned the Where the Sidewalk Ends Discord yet? Because that's probably a good one.
I don't think we have. I think I shall grab the link for that unless one of the mods beat me to it. But by the time I've done it, the mods will have only just caught up. So the joys of create instant invite. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's one. We can have that going through before they even get a chance. So Where the Sidewalk Ends. It's quite funny. We've done this nice debunk and now it's just turned into let's promote every single person we can because they all need to because let's get the whole community going together because why not? This is what we do. We're not like the flurfers who shit on each other half the time. Usually I should say. But
I don't know if you've noticed, but there seems to be like a new wave of skeptics coming out recently. There was like the originals back in the day, and then there have been a couple of waves of new ones since. But we seem to be this next big growing wave of skeptics in the community. There's about 30 or more names I could name of people who've all got less than 1,000 subs who are just beginning the journey now, and they're all doing some amazing content. Like I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next year or two because there's some exciting work there. I mean, people like 1 Minute Debunk who turned up about 2 weeks ago and they've now got about 300 subs just because obviously the work he does, genius. Anyone could watch that, you know, it's just perfect.
Well, I do like 1 Minute Debunk. There was, what's his name? Is it Professor Dave Explains or someone like that?
Yeah.
I know he's been making videos for a while, but he suddenly exploded onto the whole debunking thing, doing that video. Was it against Globebusters or whatever like that?
That's right, yeah.
Fucking hell, it was good.
He
But
did a response to their response as well. So he has 2 videos where he just neatly destroys them. He's really nice about it, but he's like, no, I'm afraid you're wrong. There are 2 options here. And at the end he goes, and you can't have either of them. It's just really, really good. Like, so simple.
to be fair, I think AB Science will become the next Professor Dave Explains. Because he is fucking clever.
Absolutely.
I don't know who we're talking about, AB Science or Professor Dave. Both are well worth checking out. I can't believe anyone who's here not hearing of at least one of those names. But yeah, go check them out.
This is it. I'm struggling to think of anyone else that I might like to sort of sneak in as a quick promotion on the side there. But Canadian Thomas, otherwise known as World Model Feud, or Dick Dawson, who is our illustrious producer.
I was going to say, he's producing our... He's producing our video now, and we haven't said. I'm surprised he's not kicked us off airing on your twats.
But there is a truly amazing creator of content, and he works so hard behind the community sort of curtains, as you like. He's everywhere. I can't seem to get on the internet or get on my phone without him being present, which means presumably he doesn't sleep. He just plugs in a recharger into his ankle and sort of keeps running.
Oh, is he a NASA shieldbot as well, is he? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Say that, are we?
Oh, yeah, cut the stream. They'll revoke my 33 level status at the Masons.
No, is that all you've got? Terrible. You've not got into the super secret levels yet, then?
No. Hopefully I'll hit 666 one day, obviously. But so far, I'm just learning the funny handshake.
Yeah,
that's right.
Cool.
The only things I know are whether or not Nessie exists and who shot JFK. Next month I get moon hoaxes though, so that's cool.
I thought the whole who shot JFK was from the time travelers that went back to tell the people they couldn't go to the moon so they could go to the moon to give them the technology to go to the moon, but then fired a bullet from the moon to go back in time through a portal to shoot JFK that appeared on a grassy knoll.
Well, see, that sounds right, but that's above my pay grade, so...
To be fair, there'll probably be some crazy person who would believe that sort of crap. So definitely have to look at moon denying people next. Well, not moon denying people, because obviously we know the moon's there. Moon landing deniers. That'll be a fun one. I'll have to get AB in for that one, I think, because we need the brain of Britain for that.
Yeah, it probably would help. He's got the science necessary.
Who else we got in the chat? Casual Spaceman apparently shot JFK. Asking Czech. Constable Conspicuous as well. Yeah, how do we forget about Constable Conspicuous?
Of course, yeah. So, I have heard an interesting conspiracy theory surrounding JFK, actually, which is that Lee Harvey Oswald got the first 2 bullets off, as it were, and a Secret Service agent over by the grassy knoll, having heard the shots, leapt to the ground and his pistol went off, which has caused the 3rd shot, thus killing JFK and the guy in front. That was the gunman on the grassy knoll. And the reason
it happened to go through JFK.
Yeah, and the reason the brain went missing is because they were trying to cover up the fact that they accidentally shot their own president. I mean, of all of them, that's a lot of fun. I like that one. I think that's a good little conspiracy. I have no reason to think it's true, but it is. It's clever. It's new. I like a new conspiracy.
I will have to do one thing for a second. Keep the chat going, Jimbojo. I shall return momentarily. And if anyone's got any questions, please throw them in chat.
The problem is, I don't have access to chat at the moment, so whatever he's decided he needs to go off and do in the background of his pub, there's no way I can tell what any of you are saying to me. I mean, I'm literally sat in an armchair, looking at the webcam and hoping that I can keep talking long enough for him to come back in shot. I know the Canadian Thomas is in producing, but whether or not he's muted himself and can unmute himself, if he can, please feel free to join the conversation, because otherwise I'm...
Hello there, Jimbojo. How are you, buddy?
Hello there. I'm great. Thank you for coming to save me from that nightmare.
I was waiting for you to ask. I didn't want to jump in.
No, I'm ever so glad that you did. And what did you think of Barnabas Nagy?
Well, what's to say? Let's see. I have picked smarter things out of the sole of my shoe
As ever, you find le mot juste to describe the situation. Well
But I
done.
mean, that's some outrageous crap. That guy is off the wall. I mean, seriously, how can somebody not watch their own video afterwards and go, wow, I sound a little nuts? I mean,
Yeah, right. I can only imagine that he's a mad or a liar because no one can be that stupid, right?
well,
Surely.
you cannot be that stupid and still operate the computer to the point where he's actually pulling off the video. It's not
Absolutely.
possible, is it?
The guy's got a Patreon and merch. That requires some brain power. He must be dishonest, surely.
Maybe
Yeah, I mean, his wet nurse isn't doing it all for him. Oh, hey, barman, I had to jump in and fill the void. How are you, buddy?
no, that's fine. This is why you shouldn't drink and stream.
Well,
well, I'm surprised you're just not laying under the tap with the damn thing open.
Well, I've taken the nozzles off, so the last pint I poured had about that much head on it. It was ridiculous.
Oh dear. This is why you want to drink pure Scotch, old son. I don't have to worry about any of that.
See, I'm a rum man, rum through and through. But
really,
next time when you do come through Hereford, you'll have to give that one a try.
Oh yeah,
see that.
I think that you mentioned that before.
Yeah, the Penderyn Bryn Terfel Bourbon Matured Limited Edition whiskey.
Oh, very nice. I mean, it's a bourbon, so strictly speaking, it's the work of the devil, and I shouldn't touch it. But I will give it a go.
Yeah, but it's Welsh, so.
Yeah, oh no, I'm just being, I'm being a Scotch snob. That's all it is.
Yeah, to be fair, it's about £60 a bottle as well.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'll be careful not to ask.
But we bought it for Christmas for the special older people that wanted a nice drink. It's £5 a shot, but fair play, they enjoyed it.
Yeah, you would do. Actually, £5 a shot's not bad for a really good whiskey. Some of those things are 300 a bottle, you know.
Oh God, yeah. So just keep an eye on chat in case there's anything in here. There's a thing called integrity that certain people have difficulty with. Sarcastic Barman. Demonic Davros, so I know he doesn't mean me. Because I think I missed a section there. So yeah, the CIA admitted they withheld information from the Warren Commission, resulting to Oswald's foreign connections to keep conclusions simple. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
That'll never die. It'll never die. And someone will make a film and it'll come back. I guarantee it.
Oh, there's certain conspiracies that will never go away. I don't think, no matter what, the moon landings will never go away. Because everyone who goes to space is obviously astronauts or whatever they fucking call them, astro fakes.
Oh,
anyone who discovers a pressure gradient is faking it. Because obviously we can't have a pressure gradient because that's not how the world works.
I have a solution. We gather anyone together who says that the pressure gradient isn't true, and we make them walk up a very, very tall mountain and not come back down again.
Well,
they'll be fine.
You don't even need to go up a very, very tall mountain. You can go up Snowdon and record the difference that water would boil compared to at the base of Snowdon. Absolutely. That's not even a difficult task because you can get a fucking train up Snowdon.
Well, actually, where you have lived in the past, which is very mountainous, you must have experienced this. If you're barreling through the country lanes and you go down into a valley quickly enough, your ears pop, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
well, there is no other reason that would happen.
I am fat. I don't barrel about anywhere apart from to the toilet and to the bar.
Okay, but nonetheless, you've experienced your ears pop in the car or something like that where the pressure changes. Well, that's kind of an obvious giveaway, isn't it?
God, yeah, but these people don't understand those things, and they just say, God put it there to test my faith, or it's all fake, or NASA did it.
It is bizarre. I mean, Creaky Binder did that episode ages ago about schizotypy, and it's really sort of hit home, that one. It's still with me today, because now every time I see a flare coming up with some mad stories like this, I think, man, that really fits the type. That really fits the type. And I know you're not supposed to diagnose other people, but part of me thinks maybe we shouldn't be attacking Barnabas Managi. Maybe he just needs some lithium in a quiet room, and actually no one's noticed what he's doing, and he's just mental.
Oh, there's certain mentalness, though, isn't there? There's the mentalness of, you need help. You're obviously suffering from either depression or things like that. And you get people that call out for help and people that don't. And 9 times out of 10, very sadly, it's people that don't. But I think Barnabas, I don't think that's a call for help for any mental instability. I just think he's a fucking
Yeah, the only people getting harmed are the people that he's getting money extorted out of, not him.
Yeah, and what's he doing with all that money? He's obviously not building a spaceship. Maybe
No, quite.
because I do think quite a few of the flurfers, it is acts for them just so they can get the money, get the subscriptions, and feel important because they're shallow people and need that sort of support.
Yeah, they're different. They have followers. They're special. It's classic human behavior. It's being the hero of your own story. You know, I think it's fair to say that a lot of people in this life have that long, dark tea time of the soul where they sort of aren't quite sure where they're heading in life and don't feel very significant anymore. School's over. Maybe they're trying to find their way in the career world. And some people don't seem to be able to cope with it. They don't go through the natural process of basically growing up, and instead revert into this mad fantasy world where all of the problems that they're experiencing are somehow everyone else around them. It's a conspiracy. It's they, it's them, it's NASA, the government, whatever it is. It's almost sad, but it's also so stupid. We've got to stop it. It's got to be stopped.
Well, the only way to stop it is to make people actually pay attention in schools and go and have proper education further on and identify these people who are, let's be fair, they're struggling to grasp the concepts of space travel, maths, common sense, things we can observe and what the observations actually mean compared to what you think they mean because you think your eyes are perfect. All that sort of crap.
It would start with critical analysis, basic critical thinking, the ability to just look at an idea and then break it into its constituent parts and consider them all first. You know, if you could just start with that, I'm sure everything else in education would fall into place, because you can use the same tools for everything in life from that point on. You know, everything from maths to the scientific method to historical evaluation to your jobs. You know, it seems sensible that if you can teach people a good set of tools for how to think clearly, the rest of their lives are going to sort of become much easier.
Well, yeah, and I know it's nice to have kids believing in fantasies and tooth fairies and the little bits and bobs, but at the same time, it's these people who don't grow out of these fantasies that they're special or that the whole world is special for them and that they can just play about as kids. It's like, no, you've got to teach kids that, yeah, they can be kids, but at some point they have to fucking grow up. They have to start paying attention to the world. And
absolutely.
I've had it with snowflakes and all that crap. I should avoid this. It will upset someone. But look at our chat. I don't think we will really.
Okay, well, let's hope not.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean,
go on.
Sorry, do go on.
No,
you go on. It's your show, mate. I just wanted to fill the void. What were you going to say?
I was going to say we've gone for about an hour. I think we've covered the video. I thank you to everyone who came in. But if you had another point to make, I was going to let you make it, Squire.
Not really. I was just going to ask you, now that we've finished watching Barnabas Nagy, whether or not you wanted to bring someone else in or wrap it up.
I think we'll wrap this one up just because it leaves it as a nice 1 hour. I might do another chat and we might invite a couple of people in. I've got Ash Hall seems to want to come into a chat. So if he's still there, I might let him in. But we will see. We might have to put him just on a temporary, you can talk but you can't share anything, just in case.
Well,
that's always the worry with flurfers, really, isn't it? You don't want them wrecking your chat. So yeah.
Well, we are using Meet this time, which is a bit more secure, thankfully, in that regard. That's a wise choice on our producer's part, I think. It
is, yeah. So I can use the same Meets account, set that up. Or I might use the Hangout one, do that, because I can set that new people that come in can't do anything.
Really?
Present and take over the screen, so that's always nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
anyway,
I'll leave that one as that one. Thank you for everyone for coming. Thank you for everyone for subscribing to all the other YouTubers we've suggested. We're not big enough. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that. It's been a bit of a laugh. And we'll hopefully see you all on the next video. Jimbojo, give yourself one more shout out.
Well, just thank you very much for having me on the show, really. I mean, I'm really pleased you brought me along. That was a lot of fun chatting with you. If anyone's watching, I do a series of interviews where I talk to people like Sarcastic Barman about the sort of work they do. So if you're interested in seeing what these people think behind the videos, come and have a quick look on my channel, that's all. Otherwise, go and subscribe to him if you haven't. I'm done now, I think. Bye-bye.
Beans. Thank you very much, everyone. If you haven't, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I think everyone knows the deal by now. Check out all the other awesome subscribers, awesome content makers we've had in the chat. check them out. Who have we had? I'll make sure I get everyone. Casual Spaceman, Juk Monk, String of News. I'm just saying who to everyone, really. Turquoise Laura, Demonic Davros. I'm just scrolling through. Obviously, Canadian Thomas, World Model Feud. I don't want to miss anyone who's been in the chat, but it's scrolling through and my mind just goes, I said that name. But yeah, and thank you again for all my new subscribers. I'm absolutely amazed at that. That's really, really, really surprised me. And I can actually say I'm now at 255. So thank you very much. And
well done, mate. Well done.
That's all that. So, Mr. Producer, could you please kill the stream? Oh, obviously, big thank you, Canadian Thomas. Awesome producing, Squire. Did he hear us?